specialize in majorly industrial projects, so I thought it apt as a topic to focus more on this particular area, which is coming up in a big way, and everybody is more focused, more aware of the requirements and challenges both ways, that we are able to create green factories for the future times to come. As we all know, with the Atmanirbhar focus policy of the Prime Minister of India, and everyday construction happening and the industrial sector is booming, and we see that this is the time for the country. So we need to make our factories more sustainable. The built environment has to adhere to the requirements and whatever has been committed by the Prime Minister. I'll not go deep into each of these areas. So we all understand, we all connect that Jal is water, Vayu is indoor environment, air quality, Agni would be energy conservation, Prithvi is site sufficiency, the ground reality, the site features, the ecology, and Akash is the overall space around us, where we manage the waste, we manage the landfills, we manage the life cycle assessments of all building materials around us. When we start designing of any industrial project, the first and foremost thing which comes into our mind is the site selection and planning. That is the point zero where the sustainability initiatives start happening. So proximity to suppliers and markets is an important criteria. Accessibility to renewable energy sources is all very important while selecting a site. Availability of sustainable water resources, because any industry will not be able to survive without proper water. And impact on the local diversity and the ecosystems. This is becoming more and more important as we go by the day. When we talk of proximity to suppliers, we understand that it's the whole effort is towards reducing the transport emissions, enhancing supply chain efficiencies, and minimizing the logistical cost. So each and every step taken in this direction is actually going to help us in creating a better environment and a better sustainable building. In certain geographical areas of our country, the wind is playing a major role, and the wind turbines are helping us out a lot, and there are various other renewable energy installations also happening at various platforms. The grid connectivity and energy storage solutions also blend in well to give us a final outcome, which is to the desired optimized levels in terms of sustainability. Talking of the water resources, so in the initial stage itself, we need to assess the local water availability as well as the quality, because that becomes a primary selection criteria of any particular location where industry is planned to be built. The rainwater harvesting and recycling potential also needs to be assessed as we go about the process of site selection. Eco-friendly materials, when we talk of them, so there are various examples of sustainable materials in the automobile manufacturing sector itself, since we focus more on automobile manufacturing spaces, and the benefits of using these recycled contents also needs to be understood. Only then you will be able to appreciate and use these materials. Sourcing from sustainable suppliers becomes a criteria, because when you are sourcing from the right source, of course, then the output will also be correct. When we talk of sustainable procurement and local and recycled material, we could go in for fly ash bricks, use of PPC for concrete and masonry works, low finish granite. So don't do too much of working and extensive energy inputs to create those polished looks, and even low finish granites can complete the purpose and look aesthetically nice as well. Aerated blocks is another option. We can also, as we grow and we grow fast, we have to look at prefabricated construction technologies, prefabricated materials which are manufactured and shipped from various factory locations to the construction site. So the challenges of on-site pollution are also reduced drastically. So the design, as architects, we should be more committed to something which can be achieved through passive design strategies, rather than depending on the mechanical means and the mechanical strategies and equipment that will come in during the operational life cycle of the building. In terms of passive design strategies, these are few strategies which we can very well focus on terms of orientation of the building. We can have deep chhajas, and I feel that all of you here are today are into this field, because in a factory environment there are various phases. There's a pre-design phase, there's a design phase, construction and building startup phase is all very very critical in terms of industries and various other commercial and institutional buildings that we do today. So all these parameters in terms of equipment that are installed, which is the HVAC equipment, the pumps, motors, lighting systems, everything needs to be measured and put to the most optimal numbers that it has been designed for. Various energy monitoring meters need to be installed. The CPCB norms today are playing an important role, and we have a lot of pollution issues in our Delhi NCR region, which needs to be uh, tackled and addressed every year on year. These are technologies which are going to come into the future, which is the hydrogen and the fuel cell technologies, all integrated into one. This is the real picture of green power that will come in terms of future times to come. So these have to be low to zero emissions, reliability of the fuel, the fuel flexibility, durability, everything measures out, and then you can make your selection in terms of what means and sources to go in for green power. Water efficient plumbing fixtures with low flow rate fixtures are a basic criteria which are now going into most of our buildings, and what you must also be designing. The sustainable landscape design plays an important role in terms of selection of the right species which are drought tolerant and native and species of those regions, which can help in a great way in reducing the water consumption of a particular project. ETPs, STPs, and the major recycling of water, because water is being consumed in a big way during construction, designing phase, as well as during the occupancy. So all these phases we need to address the water in a very very focused manner. Waste treatment plants, water metering, again what is metered is going to give you results. uh, Waste management, yeah, it is a very important area to be addressed. Strategies for reducing, reusing, and recycling of waste need to be understood and planned from day zero, and implementing the zero waste to landfill practices comes into play. So, construction waste management is what we are responsible from day zero, and we need to address these issues: how to handle the construction waste and how to treat the organic waste post occupancy. Approach towards a green factory, and how we need to address the indoor environment quality. So we implement a no smoking policy, and then the number of air changes that go into the space, which keep the space healthy for our occupants, all the workers, and their efficiency also improves the moment we are able to ventilate the spaces by natural means. So again, the design strategies play a very important role, because uh, factories are a very cost conscious business environment where we cannot depend too much on mechanical ventilation, and neither air conditioning is recommended, nor the users can afford it in a country like India today. So we need to focus more on the natural ventilation systems and processes, by implementing louvers, by partially opening windows, so that we can control the dust and we can control the indoor air quality space. Because there are certain fumes also which are generated, so all that needs to be balanced, and a proper mix of the uh, ventilation system needs to be maintained. There are various other strategies like building flush out before the building, find low VOC materials as far as possible to be used. Asbestos, of course, is gone now. We are not using any more asbestos in our projects. Eco-friendly housekeeping chemicals, resource efficiency when we talk of industries. So we are already talking of lean manufacturing and industry 4.0, where the human dependency is less and the automation systems are getting into place, and energy management systems play a major role in these areas. So lean manufacturing principles It could be in terms of design, it could be in terms of various ERP softwares and the automations that we bring into the built environment to enhance the productivity and the sustainability aspects. So automation I just talked, so we can use IoTs and AIs in our space energy management systems, which are guided by the ISO principles, are into use. We are into this space where we at the as the present generation have the responsibility to act as a trustee of the rich natural wealth for the future generations. The issue is not merely about climate change, it's about climate justice for all.